The views and opinions expressed in this podcast by the host and or the guest do not necessarily reflect the views of the host and or Paranormal Buzz Radio and or its sponsors. Use of any material produced by Paranormal Buzz Radio without express written consent is prohibited. Paranormal Buzz Radio will not be held responsible for you holding your knees, crying, and rocking in a corner in a puddle of your own urine, or being beheaded by a group of children in a cornfield. In fact, if you come across a group of children in a cornfield, we promise to make fun of you as you run away screaming in terror. Listener discretion is advised. You are now entering the all-consuming realm of Shea's Paranormal Chat, where the things that are better left unsaid are actually said.
Shut up and sit down.
You're listening to Shea's Paranormal Chat. Paranormal podcasting done Shea's way. Tons of fun.
Dude, seriously?
A bit sarcastic.
Hashtag investigator, not hunter.
But always real.
Hashtag data, not evidence.
Don't get your panties in a twist.
Oh my god, really?
This is real, raw conversation. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Shea's Paranormal Chat. I am Shea Carroll, your host, and TGIF as always. I'm pretty excited tonight. Tonight we have part 2 of a former show, and it's with my mother. So I'm very, very excited about that. But before we get into that, I just want to say this is my first show of 2022. So I hope you guys all had Merry Christmas, Hanukkah, Happy Holidays, and a Happy New Year. Because it is 2022, let's hope it is better than the past couple years, right? Amen. So tonight, my mother is back. Growing up, Shea was very hard to do on a personal level. I can talk about almost anything, but it's very hard for me to talk about my personal self and my mother too. And I know we told you guys next time would be part 2 would be Summer Street, but there's a bridge, so we decided to do this instead. Growing up with my mother was not, minus the paranormal stuff that we already talked about, and if you haven't heard it, go back to the Thanksgiving special and you can hear it. But my mother knew things, like, not like a normal mother. I'm a mother, I have 5 kids. So I know certain things, but not like my mother, and we're going to get into that. Hey Ma, how you doing?
I'm not normal.
No.
I'm doing good. Happy New Year. Happy holidays, everybody.
To get back to your question, you're far from normal. Just for the record. Anyways. See where I get it from? So, we talked about how I pretty much grew up with paranormal in different spots in my life, but we didn't get into you, like your personal stuff and how it affected my life, and so let's do that now.
Okay. So where do you want to go?
Well, it's very hard for me because growing up it was so normal. There was like, to me, it wasn't out of the average. It wasn't, this is how we grew up. But I can say the most obvious part. Alright, let's back up a little. My mother is absolutely not a medium. 100% in all forms of the definition. Not a medium. She does not talk to the dead. If you ask my mother,
I have no.
she has
abilities.
no abilities. She's not psychic in any way. But if you look at the definitions, I think she has a little bit of psychic abilities. But for her sake, we can always go with she's very intuitive in a different way than me. I'm intuitive with street smarts and life. Mm-hmm. You're intuitive with what's going to happen in the future.
I have been and past.
Yeah.
In some incidents.
Yeah.
But I never looked at it as an ability.
Yeah.
I just thought.
So for the purpose of this episode and maybe others, you don't want to label.
No.
We're just going to talk about why it's so normal for me to hang out with paranormal people and psychics and.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So the most distinguishing thing I can talk about.
I know where you're going.
Which annoyed me the most my whole life.
Not just you.
Not just me, but I can't speak for the other 5 siblings, but for me. You would try to have a conversation with this woman, not just the kids, grandparents, strangers, and she's mouthing every single effing word you're saying. Like, not after you say it, as you're saying it, she's mouthing it all. She already knows what's about to come out.
Yes, and I mean, that was kind of a joke.
But it's not, it is.
But it was.
Yeah.
For years growing up, and you and a few other people, same thing, would say, what are you doing? And it's hard for me to explain, but I knew the conversation.
Yeah.
I knew what was going to be said. I don't know how. I don't call it.
Yeah.
People say deja vu. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I just knew what was going to be said.
But when I was very young, you denied it. You're like, no, I'm not.
No, I didn't even know I was doing it for years. Years.
You had no idea. And I'm like...
Till other people started saying...
Yeah. How can you talk to somebody that is mouthing everything you're saying as you say it? And even if you think you're going to change your thought, let's throw in a word. Same thing. Same exact... It was...
No, I wasn't aware of it.
And it was a joke.
And it was a joke. And, the kids... But then as other people started saying, but I still never really thought of any of this.
No.
Anything we're going to talk about.
She still doesn't.
More now.
Yeah, but you still don't think you have abilities.
No. I don't know what it is.
That's why I said loosely intuition.
Many times, you kids would all be in school. I'd either be out doing errands or home doing housework or, whatever I'm doing. And all of a sudden, I would be like, okay, phone's going to ring. Shaz in trouble.
Well, hold on.
Not just you.
It wasn't me. I somehow blocked it. It's mostly the younger kids.
Yeah, but,
The calls. I'm talking specifically the calls somehow.
Well, no,
Yeah.
Many times it was, with you, the nurse is going to call.
Yeah.
Sherry's sick.
Well, that's every day.
I know.
You can't count that.
That was high school.
Yeah.
Younger, it wasn't as bad.
Yeah.
But no, I would be like, oh, Chuck just got in trouble.
Which was almost every day, too. Love you, Chuck.
I'm talking even younger, though.
Even younger.
High school was a whole different story here. But it was, I knew the principal. I would walk and wait for the phone.
Yep.
At the time, phones on the wall.
Yeah.
We didn't have...
Yeah, with the cord, people.
Yeah. Stand there and wait for it to ring and no.
No.
Okay.
All right. So, I'm making fun of you.
No.
Just because I'm me. But I also have to say, Groveland Street by the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Over and over and over again, I have memories of the phone ringing. And there was no caller ID, people. This was years ago. And you saying, that's...
Yep.
so-and-so.
People that shouldn't even be
No.
calling,
Yeah.
not anyone I was in contact with
Yeah.
daily.
Yeah.
I mean, people from...
I remember just that's going to be a collect call. Do not accept it.
Yep.
Like, what? You're like, I can't answer it. Do not accept it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Even before that, when I was, sorry guys, we're going to be bouncing all around because it's my mother. But, and I can say the streets because she knows what I mean. Mulberry Street.
Mm-hmm.
All right? I was age-wise, so 7 to 11, 7 to 12, somewhere in there.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm talking early years, so 7, 8, 9, whatever. And you would be like, my brother is in trouble. He's going to show up. My mother was adopted, so you're talking her biological brother who we haven't seen in years. And she's like, I don't want to say his name because we don't have permission, but, whatever. She might not have told us he was in trouble, but she would say...
I knew he was going to
yeah.
show up, and
Yeah.
I haven't seen him in
Yeah.
years, didn't talk to him,
Yeah.
and
So this is her
Within a-
biological brother.
would
Yeah.
just show up, and I'm like, how did
Yep.
you find...
Yeah.
He just found me, but yes, I knew it, I felt it, I
Yeah.
don't know. And I don't know what other people want to call it.
You
To
don't...
me, it's just
It doesn't
things
matter...
that happened.
But it doesn't matter what other people want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
It's your life. You don't want to call it anything. Don't.
Mm-hmm.
But didn't this happen? Again, I don't want to mention another brother. Also starts with the same letter of the first one. After even longer, like 30 years, you knew.
My oldest
Yeah.
brother.
And he was going to...
I hadn't seen him.
Yeah.
Since I was
seen him.
adopted,
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
And you
Yeah.
knew.
And he showed up in the
With his
middle
whole
of
family.
a snowstorm. And
Yep. His whole family.
Yeah.
So, what...
Yeah, I don't know what. And not just, I mean, a lot of things like that. And, whether they're weird or I don't know. And I would see something would come on the news.
Mm-hmm.
It's a live newscast.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Announcing something
Yep.
that just happened. But I already knew what it was. And I wasn't there. I wasn't... I don't know.
All right, so...
Things like that.
How about this? How about, let's go to, how can you... I don't know how to say this without giving away what you're about to say, but...
I don't know what I'm about to say.
Yeah.
So good luck.
Yeah. See, she's my mother. Yeah.
I'm bouncing.
Yeah. She's nervous because she does not know what I'm about to say. All right. Growing up, working on buildings.
Mm-hmm.
And even other buildings that you've never... But you knew the layout. Or even, it has nothing to even work. Places that I've been, you can describe the whole layout.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of properties. The main ones that you're probably remembering from me is, I worked for a home cleaning company. And
Well,
I also, we did apartment.
That's not quite. But it is true. You started off that way, but then you managed.
I was going there.
All right.
But we did apartment maintenance. We,
But you managed
but we did
a
smoke,
lot of...
We did,
Yeah.
smoke damage, a lot of,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to mention the company.
No.
But.
No, we don't.
Water damage.
Yeah.
And on more than one occasion, we got to a property, and as soon as we got there, I'm like, I know this place.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone else is like, what do you, you've been here? I'm like, no.
Excuse me.
I've never been in this town.
No. Yeah.
And we'd go in. I knew the layout of the house.
Yeah.
Like where the bedrooms were, where the bathrooms. And, I mean, the first few times I didn't even...
Yeah,
I jumped
'cause-
ahead there.
Yeah.
I didn't even mention it to who I was with, the other workers.
Yeah.
But after a few times, it was like, I'll go up to this, and they're like, how do you know where? I don't know. And they're like, you've been here. No, I have never been here, but I knew the layout. I knew the house.
You're talking about the company you owned, right?
Both. And previously I worked for
all right.
fire restoration.
I thought
cleaning,
so. Yep.
Rugged.
Yeah, but you
rug
still
shampoo. Yeah.
You still own that one too.
No. Before owning our own, I worked for a different company.
Is that with an A?
No.
Oh, okay. I was young. People, I was young.
Yeah.
I don't want to mention companies, but...
No.
Because you own that one.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
But, things like that.
But then places I had been, you had never... There is no way in hell you had ever been, and you could describe the layout to me.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is true.
So what do you call that?
I don't know. I don't call it...
All right.
I mean, back then, I didn't... Paranormal wasn't even...
It wasn't a word test. It was just
It wasn't a thing.
It was just there.
This was just...
It went from Dick
like,
Sapers, as we talked about in the other, to this was just normal. There were no words to put to it.
Yeah. Now people call it, deja vu, premonitions, different things. And I don't know. I'm not sure which is which. But even we would be going on a day trip or an outing, a family thing.
Cape Cod.
So anywhere.
Yeah, I remember one in Cape Cod.
And we'd be driving somewhere that we have not been.
Yeah.
And it'd be like, Dad would think, we're lost. And I knew the directions.
Yeah.
It's like, no, take this highway, go. And he's like, what do you, get the map. I'm like, no. Just go.
Yep.
I don't know how I knew that, but I did.
I want to get into the word you mentioned, premonition. I want to get into that word a little bit. Because this is your strongest thing in my... Besides the fucking stupid mouth-moving thing, which, again, still drives me... She still does it. Drives me fucking nuts.
I do.
So I want to get into the word premonition.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right. Let's talk about your dreams. Because that is your strongest... If you have to use the word ability, this would be it. Your dreams are the strongest ability you have. And I'm going to have trouble coming up with things because it was so often that we didn't even think twice.
Am too. I'm not going to...
Yeah, it was all the time, though.
But, no, I would have dreams, and whatever it was, whether it was a family activity or something happening somewhere, or I would wake up and be like, oh my God, this is...
Yeah, but you had premonition...
I'm talking non-specific, yeah.
But you knew conversations. Where did that come from? Like, even in dreams, you knew... And let me tell you, growing up with her, if you were trying to be bad, you'd get home and she'd be like, where were you? Oh, I was at you so-and-so. No, you weren't. I can tell you exactly where you were and what you did, and, it kind of sucked.
Yeah, I don't know. The most... vivid or reality
that you can think of.
What you're calling premonition?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with your brother.
Hmm?
Okay.
Oh, this is right up Shea's Paranormal Chat alley.
Hopefully I can word this right and get it out. But,
I'll help you.
I was asleep.
Yeah.
I'm going to guess at a time. It was like 11, 12 o'clock. I don't know. At night. But I had a dream that something happened to your brother. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. I won't use his name.
We already did.
I don't know, but your brother Chuck.
We already mentioned it multiple times, but yep.
But and I woke up in a panic, and I started screaming.
Yeah.
And your father.
Yep.
It was like, what's going on? Kim.
I know. If you don't add what you did to Kim, I'm about to. So
Kim come running in the room
because you were screaming.
She's like, "What's going on?" And I'm like, "Your brother. he had an accident. There's something wrong. And
Yep.
Kim is looking at me. Your father's looking at me like you're
Uh-huh.
crazy.
Here we go again.
And I ran to the window.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, you could hear sirens. I put the blind, whatever, curtain blind up.
Mm-hmm.
Opened the window, and you could see down the street.
And nobody believed you. I was an adult with my own kids. I lived a few blocks over.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody believed you that it was him.
Mm-hmm.
What did you do to Kim?
All right, I'm getting it.
All right.
I opened the curtain. You could see down the street. You could see the corner of, the end of our street where it met the main road. And sirens are going, and I could see the car.
But nobody, yep.
And it was wrapped around a telephone pole. I'm panicking. And they're still like, what are you talking? I'm like, that's your brother. They're like, no. I'm like,
You said
it's a red Grand Am.
But you said Dad down, but at the same time.
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, it's a red Grand Am. So they push me out of the way, look out the window, and they're like, yeah, but that's a 2-door. He's driving a 4-door.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, no, it's him. And they're like, no, it's not. So I said to your father, go.
Yep.
Go out there, go down the street, find out. And Kim is still saying, are you crazy? Look at the car. It's not the right car.
And she was, 14 at the time? I guess.
He was a new license, so he was like 17.
Yep.
So, no, she was probably 15.
14,
Whatever.
15. All right.
Yep.
Not a bad guess. Come on.
No. And she's arguing, and I fully opened the window screen, and I'm pushing her out the window.
She's holding her out the window.
Look, and she's like, Ma, I'm like, look, that's your brother's car.
She did
that's
do it
him.
voluntarily.
No, I know.
She was scared,
And
but she did do it voluntarily.
As Dad got closer to the bottom of the street, all of a sudden, me and Kim heard
him scream.
Deb, get down here.
Yep.
It's him. And
It was horrible.
he was okay.
He's
I want to throw that in there. They couldn't find him. It took a while.
Well, that's the
other
reason why it
driver
looked like
pulled
it two
him out.
doors, because it was
totally crushed. The
it was-
only seat left was the driver's seat.
I was good. I got the call, and I was only 21, but I already had 3 kids, and I had 1 drink, and it was the first time I ever drank. I didn't even finish the drink,
Yep.
and I drove there, and I was still upset, but he was okay. So the next day, I remember they brought that the tow truck thing. What's it called? The flatbed.
Yep. That's all that.
Brought the car
Yeah.
back, and I saw it for the first time.
Driver's seat was the only thing. And he was pinned. The other driver that hit him
Ugh.
pulled him out.
But you knew.
But I knew.
I was on the phone with you.
Yeah.
That's how I know. I was on the phone with her, and I thought she was crazy too, just for the record.
Yeah. But yeah, just things like that. I don't know. I have memories of things, and I know with kids, a lot of things are suggested memories.
Yeah.
You hear a story
It can be.
40 times, and you're like, oh, I
It
remember
real-
that.
yeah.
Well, you were
I have
there.
siblings that
Yeah.
think that.
You know,
Mhm.
I know for a fact you weren't there, but you hear the story. But I have memories that have come from someone I met for the first time.
Yeah.
That, you know what I mean? It's not it's not a story I heard growing up or even during adulthood. And something will come up and I'll be like, I remember that. But I know I wasn't there.
But you say it
They
before
know
it
I
happens.
wasn't there. I know it ahead of time.
Yeah. But not only do you know it ahead of time, but you say it ahead of time, which gives it... Anybody can be like, I knew this was going to happen.
No.
But you tell... We're like, what the...
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
It's crazy.
just what it is.
It's just...
And I still have Things still happen.
Yeah.
Even with me and you.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Little things.
Oh no, it's not
even,
little, but it's every day. Little things every day.
I won't talk to you or text, whatever.
For hours.
For hours.
Text, messenger.
Yeah. And at the same time, we're both, you can see the bubbles. We're both texting at the same time. Or even just the other day, you went to the store. And while you're at the store, I'm at Chad's house at the time.
Yeah, can I stop you there? Because most people know I have a back injury. So I was going to get food and stuff. And we were trying to decide if she needed to come down. Because she's elderly. No, she's not really. But come down to help to get the food or if I could carry it up. So here's my part. So I go to the store and I'm sitting there and I have my phone in my hand and I'm like, all right, I can bring this up. I'm thinking in my head, but I got to text her, get the mail. She's never gotten the mail in my house ever. Like, that's not something she does. And I come home. I never sent the text. I was like, no, never mind. I'll get it myself.
Yeah.
And I come home and what do you say?
I went down and got the mail for you. And
Yeah.
She's like, what? I'm like, I don't know. I went and got the mail. And you're like, oh my God, Ma, I was going to text you from the store.
Yeah.
And things like that.
Swear on my kids' lives. Like, I didn't send the text. I was thinking it. And you've never gotten the mail here. Never.
Yeah.
It was so weird.
Mm-hmm.
But stuff like that, or we're about to say something and we say the same word.
The same word.
At the same exact time, like, stop it.
Or start a conversation to talk about something or someone that it's not like we were just talking about them or...
No,
even
it's out of the blue.
Out of the blue, and I'll go, and you'll go...
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't see, but there was a mouth open and...
Sorry.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So here's my question. Even though I already know you don't consider it.
I don't know what to consider it.
But
it's just
is that
what
abilities?
It could, maybe it is.
Like, if you were to work on it, would you be like Kelly and Chris?
I don't know.
What do you think, like...
I've never really checked into, do people actually do that? Do they work on their abilities to get better?
They do. Supposedly.
Yeah.
Some people do.
It's not something I want to do.
I know. You want to get rid of it. Yeah.
No, I don't even want to get rid of it. I'm just okay with...
You're okay with...
what it is. I don't want to become a psychic or a...
Yeah, but just because you make your ability stronger doesn't mean you have to do it in public.
No, I still don't want to, because sometimes it's scary sometimes.
It is. Because you don't
sometimes in my head I'm like, maybe I don't want to be able to know. Because it's bad things. It's not just good things.
No.
Funny
and
things.
we're not getting into, on purpose. Yeah.
So do I want to increase it? No, I'm okay.
No. But if there's anybody out there that knows, Kelly, Chris, is there a way to decrease it? How do you... If I can train my brain to do certain things, is there a way you can train your brain to stop getting these messages? Or is it just permanent? This is...
I don't know.
How you're wired?
Maybe. But I'm not interested in that either.
But, okay, why do you think you're wired this way? Why? Do you think there's something in your brain?
I have no clue.
You haven't thought of it, though?
I've thought about it. No,
Why is Kelly how she is? How is Chris how he is? Like, is it a different wire? Something gets crossed and it makes boom. Here we go. Or is it something everybody...
I don't know if I believe everybody.
I don't either.
I believe certain people are born with
But
different
why?
things and not just this type of stuff, like anything else.
Yeah.
Why are some people born with birth defects or,
So
other
DNA.
medical problems?
I
think it's more, yes.
They're born that way.
Yes.
So if you... we're
I believe people can increase and get better.
Yeah.
And not everyone was born a psychic. They had whatever you want to call abilities. They worked on them. They got better. I believe that. But no, I believe you have to at least start out being born with something.
Something. So that makes you think, is it actually in your DNA? Or is it in your brain, something in your brain?
Well, your
Neutrons
brain
are firing more?
That's DNA, though.
I know, but it's firing more in one place than a normal person?
Different areas of your brain.
Yeah.
I mean, they all do different
I say it all the time,
things,
I know.
And, you know, your imagination is one part of your brain, your knowledge, your memory.
Yeah.
It's all different
But there's
parts.
other parts of our brain that we don't use that much.
Yeah, there's a big part of your brain.
So do some people use parts of that brain
more
than others?
Yes.
Is that what we think?
That's what I think.
I meant you and me, not the world, because we don't talk.
And I don't mean by choice. I mean
they're born that way.
Certain parts of your brain, I believe, in different people, different parts are more active. And one part
that's what
maybe
I'm
my
saying.
brain is inactive, someone else, that part of their brain can be active.
It's like autism.
Some people don't have a memory. Not that they don't, but, very little memory. Yeah, but that's just that part of their brain. Whereas, like, my memory part of my brain, I think is very active.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking like autism. Certain parts
that's overactive.
Yep, on certain parts.
Yep.
But the other parts don't light up as much.
No.
So they're stronger. But we, as people that we don't understand them, they understand us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They don't like us sometimes in certain cases. But we need to focus more on how their brain works, how they are seeing the world. If we can figure out how psychics or people with autism or anything we need to adjust to them. Because they already adjust to us.
People with physical disabilities.
Same thing.
Yeah. I mean, they have to make a major...
Yeah. But why? Shouldn't it be us adjusting to them?
No. Yes, we definitely do.
But we don't. But we don't.
Because we have the choice. But the people that have this don't have the choice because they have it. They have to learn how. They have to make. That's a little different. Yeah.
So I just don't understand why we're not more conscious of other people's...
I think it's getting better.
Yeah.
A lot better.
Oh, here comes the blind cat. Sorry. He's been so good, but now he's crying. But no, again, with the cat.
I think society's getting much better.
This is a stupid example, but it is. He just came in and he's crying. Kate and I, and Dev, not supposed to mention the boy name, the boy twin, we make a conscious decision to change our lives for a blind cat.
Mm-hmm.
Everything needs to stay the same way. Things can't be in a... So I just wish, whether you're psychic, you're medium, I think we can all come together. No?
I do. And I think it's a lot better.
I think we got way off track. But
I know. Well, even go back to paranormal. It's a lot more accepted now than it ever was.
Because it's cool, quote, unquote.
I don't... No, because there is more... I'm not saying evidence.
It's TV.
No, but just people are accepting it, personally accepting... Because there are things that can happen.
I know. I agree. I know. I'm not saying... But I think it's more accepted because of TV and cool. It's cool. It's a cool thing to do.
Because you hear about it more.
Yeah.
It wasn't talked about like we just said.
Exactly.
I mean... It's
more accepted so you hear about it.
40 years ago when some of these
I wasn't born 40 years ago. Quiet.
Excuse me.
Hush.
But it wasn't... Sorry. It wasn't talked about. It wasn't...
Yeah.
No.
And
And now it's more open and it's more
because it's
public.
on TV and it's cool.
It's more public and
Here's my advice. Don't be a douchebaggins. There we go. All right. On that note. All right.
Yep.
Do you have anything else to add?
Not
I think
really.
we did good. We can't continue. Ow! Hi, Finny. Finny wants up. We can't really continue without going on to episode 3. So I'm kind of cutting this short.
Okay. No, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, episode 3, hopefully February or March at the latest, will be Summer Street, as we talked about at the end of part 1.
No, this was good. I hope everyone doesn't think I'm crazy.
You're my mother. They already know you suffer from something, whether it's suffer from me or something. You know? All right, guys.
Have a good night.
Yes. Have a good night. Thank you for listening. We will be back next week. If you have any questions, just email me. I'm all over there. You can find all my stuff, but if you can't find it, best place, paranormalbuzzradio@gmail.com. Just attention, Shay. If you have any questions that you want us to answer in part 3, because there will be, just let me know. Because I appreciate you guys. Happy New Year. Happy holidays. And I'll be back next week.